welcome to the video. Next, one of the most iconic shapes right now, I'd say. A 25-year-old car. The Subaru Imprezza 22B, the rally version, is what we have here. Lovely little flat 4 from the world of rallying. And God, it sounds good. Whoa, that's quicker than I thought. Oh, can't talk. Wow. This is a very lovely thing to have going into your ear. Just the brutal flat 4 rallying engine. What a great thing. What you just saw was a clip from yesterday's video featuring this, the Subaru Imprezza 22B. Before I edited the clip, I had to cut a little bit of audio out. But after that, and after I realised that this thing is pretty bloody quick, I decided to go and lark about in it a bit more. And I came up against the Chiron in a drag race, just like you saw in the intro. What I didn't realise, though, that Chiron was stock and my car was tuned. And I beat him. Which is pretty impressive for a little Subaru. What I hadn't realised, I'd come across a gem. See, if you've watched my video on cars I never use, this is one of them. I always tend to migrate towards the Delta. And yet, after I drove this thing in that drag race, I realised it was an absolute beast. And to show you how much of a beast it is, today I'm going to review it. It's completely irrelevant. You're probably never going to get it unless you happen to win a CDT Tuesday and really want an old Subaru over something like a GT40. That's what I'd choose if I won CDT Tuesday. I still struggle to believe it beat a Chiron in a drag race. It's hard to believe that this object of hatred from me, this pile of junk, this joke, is from the same lineage as that. The two are nothing alike apart from their badge. And that's because of one thing. This is Subaru's attempt at using an old name to earn money. It's essentially just a cash job. It's horrible. And this is from the Imprezza's blue collar days, where it ruled supreme. And we love it for it. This is when we had proper Imprezzas. It remains a delight to this day, at least in CDT. So good to drive. And it also has the amazing flat 4 sound. But it's always had another rival. Not its descendants, but the Mitsubishi Evo. Unfortunately, there's no proper Glory Day Evos. So we've made do with this. The last of the line Evo 10 FQ400. But there's one noticeable difference between the Subi and the Evo. and the other Subi. The Evo is much closer in shape to the original and the Imprezza. It's much more loyal to its roots. And you know what? The Evo 10's worse in this. But at least it's loyal. Just Foxy didn't want to make it good. We need a classic Evo now. Thank you, Foxy. I'm kinda glad I started just messing around with this thing after that shoot. It's brought me here, and I like here. Well, here is the foot of a mountain road. And we're in a little Japanese car. Can you see where this is going? Let's see how good it goes on a toge. I can't remember if it's 2K or toge. Looks like it's pronounced Tauge, but that's because I'm from the UK. Nice. Kind of a bit of understeer, but that's to be expected when you're running dirt tyres and 4-wheel drive on tarmac. Still feels very pleasant to drive though. The understeer just keeps you on your toes. Then we switch through the junction. It's a very good car to drive. You can properly use your fingertips just to drive this thing. So easy and relaxing. But still exciting. As all good Subis should be. And as it's a rally car, it slides like a Subi as well. Perfect. You just go into a corner, and if you're going too fast, pull the handbrake to set yourself on the better course. And it comes out so buttery smooth. You're basically unaware that it's actually changed direction at all. Sometimes it might just not drift enough, but that's usually from me not using enough handbrake. You've got to be fierce with this thing. You can use the handbrake. You don't have to just lightly tap it and hope it doesn't do weird stuff. It's got a brilliant chassis. Use the chassis. And believe me, I absolutely love this chassis. I've just crashed it. Come on, it's a 90s Subaru. You're very rare to find one that hasn't been dragged through a ditch. Just reenacting the 90s for you. They were a better time for cars. But it's on the dirt where this thing starts to really shine. It was always a rally car from the start. Just one that happens to work really well on the road. And you know what? It prefers it off the road. I am running a rally tune, which does sort of leave a bit of bias towards the off-road stuff, but even so, this thing works off-road no matter what tune you put on it. Please don't go buck wild with the tunes. Most of these real-life ones have been tuned to bits anyway. Half of them look disgusting. Just keep them standard, because standard is for people with taste. Although, to be fair, I am saying that while driving one that's been tuned to be like a rally car. What I mean is don't rice them. Because these things do not appreciate being riced. I guess this means we've got to take it on the track now. And I'm still going to be running this tune. Fully upgraded, lifted suspension, dirt tyres. This is how a rally car should be. It'll be interesting to see how it is on the track though. Let's find out. This should be interesting. This is the Subaru Imprezza versus the Porsche 935, the rally one. They have effectively no correlation other than the fact they're, well, off-road supercars. Yes, I'm counting the Imprezza as a rallying supercar. Because that's what it is in the rallying world. We're taking it on the track, but it's still in the rally tune. That's the interesting bit. Oh, eating your words now, bacon poo, aren't you? Oh, I crashed it. Quite a bit of understeer. Well, that's a lot of understeer. He's gone past me. Oh, steered better. Correct. I haven't steered better. Every time you get a bit of confidence in the corners on the track, it'll understeer. So now I'm past him, and I'm understeering, and I'm having to brake and talk at the same time, and lots of things are going on, and I'm struggling to keep a hold of it. Now we're on the straight, we'll be able to see if Bacon Poo's claim is really true, and would you look at that, it isn't. It was beaten on performance with a 45.2. That's quite interesting. That's really quite interesting. If you were a kid in the late 90s and early noughties who loved rallying, and I can't blame you for that, you'd be horrified to find out how they turned out in future car games. It makes me sad that Foxy ruined the descendants of the great rallying rivals. But if anything, just makes this Imprezza much better. We may have had the descendants try and usurp the bloodline, and that's true for real life as well. But in CDT, it's brilliant. I highly recommend trying one, or borrowing one from a friend. Thanks for watching. If you like this, subscribe.